This is a Christmas Eve ride that I did with Brother Richard from Windermere, meeting up with Steve. Wansfell loop, and then dropping down the front of Wansfell to Lake Windermere, which was brilliant. Glorious, bright winter day. This is dropping down from the Dubs Reservoir Road, a little shortcut down onto the track that drops down to Limefit Park, called Cheeky, I think. There's a plethora of cheeky routes throughout the lakes. GoPro struggling a bit with the light here. Look at how bright it is over on the right. That's where we're heading, over the other side of the valley. And this is me chasing Richard down to the track that cuts right into Limefit. What I did struggle with a lot was detritus getting thrown up onto the lens, so there's quite a bit of cropping gone on to remove water spots from the lens, which is why some of it looks a bit off-centre or zoomed in. I encounter a squirrel fairly shortly, which dropped out of the trees and was about to run across the track in front of me, and then had second thoughts. There we go. You just see him up and down, and that's the definition of squirrely braking.
Well then, fella.
Hoofing down the track towards Limefit, staring at the big rocks and then riding straight into them. Hey ho. So we're then heading into Troutbeck village itself, meeting Steve at the post office. He turned up about 30 seconds after we arrived, which was perfect. And then headed up Robin Lane, and then up Hundreds Road, up towards Wansfell. What a glorious panorama. You can see the inversion there over the lake. Not a breath of wind at this point. And more climbing up onto the top of Wansfell. Wouldn't be a Lakeland ride without a bit of carrying. And then this is from the top of Wansfell itself. Again, you can see the inversion there over the bottom half of Windermere. Bluebird sky. Fantastic. And the day had been surrounded both sides with dull, cloudy, drizzly, damp, horrid days, and this was just superb. Again, I was getting camera lens splatter all over the place, so there's lots of bits been cut out of this. And the route drops pretty much from the top of Wansfell directly down to the lake. This is Richard in front, Steve's on point, somewhere in the far distance.
Yes, come back when it's super dry.
Yes, good advice, Steve. Come back when it's super dry. But we did have a brilliant day.
that.
Quite a few gates and other obstacles to get the bikes through, round and over. Challenging, getting over the top of this little outcrop. Just about managed to maintain enough momentum to get through there. As soon as we cross the next wall, the route changes quite a bit in character, from being open fellside into more of a narrowish single track down, drops down through the woods.
There's a tree down on the normal line.
Struggling a little bit with front wheel grip down through this section. Richard and Steve are both running Maxis shorties, and we're extolling the virtues of them. They've got a high roller up front, and while it's generally an excellent tyre, it was a bit squiffy in some of the loamy, muddy stuff. This is joining the Jenkin Crag path.
Cheeky Jenkins, they're not in the pen. Not the normal one.
Hello again.
Hello again.
And the chap here with the two dogs. We saw him as we were going up. And then dropping down towards the lake itself. The front wheel washed out a bit there. So much flow going on here from me. Take the chicken line over the route rather than the hero line hoofing off the top. It was a bit damp and slimy.
Yeah.
I love this section down through here. There's a bit of everything. Woods. That's where we are at the moment. So I'll have to flow a bit down to the road that runs along the side of the lake. So bridge to Ambleside. It's not to like.
You do that then. From the summit to the Lair of the Cat's a sweet route.
Certainly is. And then we're climbing back up from Jenkin Crag up onto the top of Robin Lane,
Hi.
and then we're going to jink off right to a nice, really nice section of Bridleway. It's a bit of a better descent than Robin Lane. Richard's up front, following Steve down. Final section of the descent with the three of us was when we got back to Troutbeck. Steve picked up his van, and then Richard and I headed back down through Troutbeck, and then this is dropping down the Bridleway that takes us into the back of Troutbeck Church. This used to be quite rocky and rough and interesting, and is now super smooth and not quite so interesting. I then hopped on Richard's bike to have a go of his shorty, and then climbing back up from Cobley Corner up onto Longmire, then dropping down Longmire, trying to avoid spray off Richard's back tyre. You can still see the cloud inversion over the lake on the right. Yeah, there's the new windscreen wiper. Why do they always go left and right? Still.
Thank you.
And after we got to the end of the Longmire track, we dropped down right, visit our sister, and wish her a happy Christmas. That was a nice thing to do. This is dropping down to Fuseway Yeat. This road got very icy, even while we were there for a cup of tea. It was super slippery climbing back up it. As the temperature was dropping, and then dropping down into Windermere. At the end of a superb ride out. Brilliant route, thanks to Steve. Reunited with Truda, who's spurning me and going to a favourite wee spot.